Have you ever looked at your life and realized that you're doing everything right, but you feel really overwhelmed? That's me. And that was me recently, actually. You are crossing every T and you're dotting every I. You're showing up to do that thing that you really loved. It's changing people's lives. And you see it because people are telling you this, whether through social media or personally. And you are edifying and you're building a lot of people up. I want to know, how are you feeling about that thing now? How long have you been doing this assignment? How long have you been fulfilling this desire that you wanted to happen, and you're doing it? But you've lost a little bit of the joy in doing it. It feels more like a weight instead of an excitement just to get to it, right? I've been there and I know this journey so well. Hey, this is Jessie, and around here we talk about living authentically and being your best you without any pressure, without a lot of expectations from other, but really just filling your cup with a lot of self-love, with a lot of kindness, with a lot of grace for yourself. And today is going to be no different. I really want to unpack this subject about the pain of the pruning. Pruning is something that most humans don't like to happen because it's very, very painful, right? I think about my assignments and I think about the desires that are on my heart that I want to do as a garden with different plants, different desires, different colors, different shades, but yet they pour into each other. And if you think of one of your assignments that you're doing now, one of the jobs that you possibly wanted and you got, and you've been working this job for quite some time, but you feel a bit overwhelmed doing it, or it's not fulfilling anymore. It's like you've reached your max. To me, you are overshadowing and keeping yourself really, really small because you've outgrown that position, that assignment, that thing that you started. And now it's time to prune it, to cut it away, to make space for the next season in your life. I do believe that some people are called to things for a lifetime, right? And they have so much joy in it. And they have so much excitement just until they're up out of here. But then the majority of people, there are seasons, and it even says that in Ecclesiastes in the Bible. There are seasons for all things. There's a time, and there is a season. So if you feel like you're holding on to something and you know you need to be letting this thing go, I'm going to help you. It's my goal to be a reflection and to talk about my journey in having to prune something back that I was so excited about for such a long time. And I was very faithful at doing it. And I didn't miss the mark. I didn't drop the ball, but it became somewhat of a weight. And I don't believe that when you're walking this life and walking this journey, that you're supposed to be feeling heavy. Sometimes when you're carrying the call, the assignment, the job, whatever it may be, or wherever you are right now, and you're trying to decide, should I keep it or should I let it go? Has this season ended? And am I supposed to close this door, make a vacuum so another door can open? Sometimes that's really difficult to really navigate. It takes courage and to let something go because you're possibly thinking about what others may think. You might think, oh, I'm a failure if I let this go. I'm going to let you know, no, you're not. You may have just come to the end of this thing and God, JC, wants you to start something new. I've got some notes here, okay? I'm going to talk about myself first. I am a dreamer, a big dreamer. I am one that goes after my dreams. I am an A personality. My life coach said, Jessie, you are an AA personality because you put so much on your plate to where it's like, when do you find time to sleep? When do you find time to enjoy your family? And there was a season recently, actually, where the things that I'm sharing with you that you may be feeling in this season, I really felt. At first, I was so excited about this one assignment that I had. I wanted to give back and I was very, very faithful at it. But there came a time when I knew that it was time to end this thing. But for some reason, I didn't want to let it go. I was a bit fearful. I was fearful that I was going to let people down, that I may not have been hearing correctly. It was just a series of things. It could be a series of things. So what I want to talk about actually, so how do you know if you're in the pruning season? How do you know? It can be a little bit tricky. It's great when you have close friends around you that know you, that support you, that you can talk this through with. Also, prayer is a key factor for me. The person that made humanity, the one that put this call and this gift and this skill on the inside of me, right? He knows the beginnings and he knows the endings of all things. And so having that connection with that higher power that knows you better than you know yourself is really, really key. I've got 3 things for you, and we're going to make this really painless, but hopefully this will help you. The joy has become a job. As I said before, do you remember when you were just so excited about getting that job that you wanted, right? And you might have just moved up the ranks so much, there's no place for you to go, other than you leaving that job and trusting that you've done all that you can do there and your assignment's up, leaving the job. And I'm not saying leave the job necessarily without having something, a nest egg or something for you so you can go and create that vacuum so this other job can come through. But that's how you know, that's how I know that the season has ended. It becomes a weight. It feels like I'm dragging to just do what needs to be done. I've lost my joy. It's not fulfilling anymore. It's become a job. And life is too short to just have something become a job. I don't want to be in a position where I feel it's just a job. It has to be a passion for me. I have to be excited about it when I get up. But it does not mean that that's going to be every day. But that has to be at least 90% of the time, or I know that the assignment's up. So I want you to really meditate on that. Think about it. Is that you? Second, you're crowding out your greatness. What does that mean? Good. You're doing a good job. Great job. You are staying at the job because it's safe, it's comfortable, but you're stunting your growth and it's not challenging anymore. So that means something else needs to come in. There may be some fear tied to that, which is fine. That's part of the journey. You might be frightened of the unknowing, but you want to grow. You want to widen your territory. You want to do something different. It could be something completely different that you'd need to go back to school for. It could be something that's, you've done it here. You've learned a lot. You've learned all you can learn. So guess what? It's time to set this down and say, thank you, ma'am. And it's time to go seek out this other thing that's waiting for you to go in search of it. Seeking ye shall find is what the scripture says. Knock and the door shall be open. The one thing you don't want to do if you're walking in your authenticity is to stunt your growth and just to stay in that safe space. Who wants to be there? How is that benefiting you first and the people that you're assigned to? We're all assigned to people. And so you've got to make sure that you put your finger on the pulse to make sure there's a heartbeat, or has the heartbeat slowed down? And if it's slowed down, it's time to move on. It's time to move out and to move into something else. Thirdly, and this will solidify it. It does for me. We all have an inner voice, especially a woman. We have that inner knowing, right? Listen to your inner voice. It will not steer you wrong. And if you are a king's kid like me, you follow JC, Jesus Christ, I love calling him that, he's going to let you know if the season's up. And sometimes when he lets you know on the inside, because you just have this feeling, sometimes you can have a sick feeling. Sometimes you can just be nervous and your heart's palpitating like this. That's a sign. Sometimes you're at a job where it's just too much. It's just too much. And you are smothering. And you're going to end up dying. You're going to end up having a stroking out. We don't want that. heart attack. We don't want that. Something, right? Because it's just too much. And we can only carry so much. We're only built to carry so much in this flesh. You know, we're supposed to do our part. JC's going to do his part. That's what I've learned. That's how I walk through this journey, less traveled. And I say it's less traveled because it's a road that a lot of people don't want to be on. They just want to just settle and just be here. No, 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 no. We don't do that. You're authentically made. So you want to fulfill your whole purpose before you're out of here. And that could mean you're doing one thing, then you're doing something else. Then you do something else. I got to thinking about all the things that I have done, and I've done a lot of things. I've had JLP Music, where I went to churches and gave workshops. That was a nonprofit. I did From Trauma to Triumph, which was something that talked about my molestation. Right? I wanted to face that head on, and I wanted to help others that had shame dealing with that to be triumphant and get over it, learn how to walk through it to get to that other side so you could live life filled with joy. So that was an assignment. JLP power sessions where people used to come and I used to sing and I'd have speakers come just to empower people. Because this world, you need each other. We cannot do this alone. We got to have each other. To table talks, which I'm letting go soon. That's the thing, I'm letting go. The assignment, I did well. Well done, thy good and faithful servant. I've done well. Now it's time to end table talks so I can really put all my heart and soul into Authentically Jessie because something else opened. And I knew it was time to end this thing. And I started Authentically Jessie. So actually, Table Talks, I was still doing that. And then I started Authentically Jessie when I found out I'm more than just a singer. There's a lot of things that I do. And I want to make people know that they need to walk in their authenticity, what that looks like, and not be ashamed of just being authentically you and showing yourself love and kindness. So that inner voice on the inside is going to let you know if that season has ended. And make sure to surround yourself with people that love you regardless if you stay or regardless if you go. You need people that are going to speak truth into your life with love. People that are not jealous and they want to see you succeed and not fail. People that are going to be there regardless because they love you and they believe in you. And you want to give that to others as well. It takes courage to leave one thing to go to another. And if you don't leave it, how will you ever know if something greater is not waiting for you? There's always greater. As a man thinketh, so is he. I say that all the time. Set your intent. What are you wanting to do now when you set this thing aside? What is the next assignment? Do you know? And if you don't know, that's still okay. At least you're not settling, and at least you're walking in authenticity for you. It doesn't matter what anyone else says or think. To me, it goes this way. The Father, and he's going to let me know. And if I miss it, still okay. Because guess what? We're human. Yeah, you're human. You're not totally spirit yet, even though that's on the inside of you. That's where the kingdom is. So we will miss it. We will miss it. But he can make that crooked place very, very straight and get you back in alignment. You know, I am picking up the shears this week. The shears are the scissors to start cutting, to start pruning away things. It could be a job. It could be things that you know that are not bearing fruit in your life and you need to cut it. You need to cut it. You need to cut it. And you've just been waiting entirely too long to do that. Okay, if all of this is spoken to you, I want to know, first of all, I want you to subscribe. Subscribe. Because this is what we talk about at Authentically Jessie. Things that I've gone through, that I am going through, how I can help you to live a full life that's blossoming, beautiful blooms of purpose, of joy, of love, of peace, of just getting your footing. We need each other. We can't do this alone. So I also want you to like, and I want you to subscribe. Send this to someone that you know that's on the fence, who's trying to figure out, has this season ended? I'm just not sure. This is going to help them. And my prayer is that it has helped you as well. I want you to check out some of the other long form videos at Authentically Jessie, okay? And allow them to just fill your cup, right? Because if you're giving out a lot, you've got to be able to replenish yourself. So tell me, what one thing are you going to take scissors to that you're going to prune back? Is it that job? Is it that relationship? Is it something just on the inside of you that you need to really, really take a look at and prune away? Pruning could apply to several things in your life. So be kind to yourself, show love to yourself. If you miss it, it's still okay. You're still going to get on track. Love yourself if you do. Don't hold yourself in a lot of shame, a lot of unforgiveness, because we have a habit of doing that. And the other thing I want to tell you is that recently I just released, me and Willow is my social media person, and I always want to put her in the mix because she works really hard for me. We work together. We have created the authenticallyjessie.com, right, website. And I would love for you to go on there, check it out. There are some free gifts that we're giving you that's going to help you with your day-to-day life. We have the Joy Library that was created. And with that, you get a 30-day encourager planner and journal that you can use on a daily basis. It's going to help you through living this life day in and day out, to ask yourself some questions. Journaling is always good to get out what's in your head so you can see it on paper, so you can analyze it, and it just helps you unpack things. Also, the Joy Reset. So there's several things that you get. Just drop your email at authenticallyjessie.com. Drop your email, and what you're going to get is you're going to get a daily inspiration in your email. And you're also going to be able to download 3 gifts that's going to help you on this journey, becoming your authentic self. Thank you so much for spending time with me. Remember, this is your safe space. And also remember, there is love here for you. Have a great day.